Hello everyone, welcome to my pre-mod 27 healer build. Okay, so I used this helmet for 20% more divinity, and you get this helmet from originally grinding out some orbs from North Dark, and then more to upgrade with the Menzo campaign store section. And I use this chest piece, which is from Master Demon Weapons, has a chance to drop in the third boss. The fact that it's RNG to drop is the reason it took me so long to make this video. It took ages for me to drop. But yeah, I get outgoing healing, and it also buffs nearby teammates by giving them 2% crit strike. I use this arms because they give me up to 7.5% power as I heal people. I use masterwork weapons over the perfect weapons because, well, perfect I'd use if I don't want to use squash soup to save myself some money, but ideally masterworks because I give everyone, even if I'm the only one running it, I give everyone 2% more damage, I give myself 2% more healing, and I reduce everyone's damage by 2%. So it's just a nice buff to give everyone, even if I'm the only one running it, and sometimes the tank runs it too. So we both kind of buff everyone. This is a Dragon Seal's boots, which gives me 10,000 item level in outgoing healing, which is very nice. I use the Merilith set because it debuffs enemies when you hit them, so it does like a stack. When it's 5 stacks, that increases the damage it takes by 5%. And when you do like at will sub bosses to get AP, that generates the stacks. This is a Master Demon Web Pits ring that you get from the end chest. Your multi-target heals are 7% more effective. As a Devout Cleric, most of our heals are multi-target. Pretty much all of our heals are 7% more effective. Obviously, it depends how they calculate it, but we're mostly multi-heals, so this is meant to make us much better. This is a Dragon Hunt's ring from Dragon Slayer campaign, and I use this for the 7% crit strike. This shirt is from Dragonbone Veil, which is that one, and it gives 5% outgoing healing, which is very nice. Okay, the pants, specifically the ones that give the crit strike, I use because whenever I deal combat advantage damage, which is usually always the case in boss fights, I can get more AP, and you get this from doing heroic encounters in the Demon Weapons campaign area. In terms of enhancements, these are all based off what I currently have and just give me the stats that I'm missing. Same thing with kind of artifacts, trying to balance out the highest item level that also like give me stats that I'm missing. Unfortunately, with stuff like the mask, I get some accuracy and combat advantage, but I get some crit save, which is why I have this here, and it's higher item level. So yeah, I don't want to upgrade and gather artifacts specifically just for my build when I can fit something else in and still get all I want out of it. In terms of overloads, I use 2 types of overloads. Usually I would have a white dragon glyph because you have a 25% chance whenever you heal to increase your healing by 10% for 20 seconds, which, you know, is a nice bonus. And I don't have anything else to put in there, so it's nice. If I do need to go double wards, I could do that, and that's what this is for, like, specific wards. For example, this would work for Crown of Keldagon. I don't use Devil's Precision for the 5% crit strike because I use Lightning Flash to make up for the crit strike, and that means I don't have to waste that overload, and overloads can get quite expensive, so it's a nice, safe AD. Powers, this is a must for making your healing better. In terms of what your spammy at will is, I use Sacred Flame just because, okay, and bear with, it does the Merilith mass stacks easier and faster, but if you're using Grace, like if you decide to use Grace, then you're probably gonna need Scattering Light because that's the AoE daily. But I don't use a Grace because I don't have the Grace ring, so I use Sacred Flame just to make sure Merilith Mass stacks up faster. In terms of power, always Healing Word. I don't think I need to tell anyone what Healing Word does. Bastion, always use that as well. What my middle E changes according to what I'm doing. Usually it will be Divine Glow, so I get more divinity, but sometimes I use Astral Shield instead if I need to mitigate damage, and sometimes I use Cleansing Light if I need to cleanse a negative condition. In terms of daily, I mainly use 3. This is the main one. I never switch out. Hallowed Ground. Don't think I need to tell anyone what that is. I think people know of the legacy that is Hallowed Ground. The Guardian of Life, or some people call it Angel because it's a picture of an angel. It gives a big heal and heal over time, so it's just kind of like a better healing word. But sometimes I switch it out to a Guardian of Faith because that does a strong ST damage, and as a healer, I mean, we have high power, high critical strike, high crit sev, so it's a decent damage. And the reason I use this is it's not very common, but I use it when we're doing a DPS check. I have my daily, and I don't need to use it for heals, and I'm afraid that we won't pass it. That's when I use that. I don't use it often, but sometimes with some groups, I feel like I have to. And some dungeons, like MTOS, you don't always know if the DPS are going to be able to do it, so I use my daily on the barrels if I don't need to heal. Class features, I use these two, so just more divinity is nice. And then I use this one just because my outgoing healing is 88%, not 90, which is very little 2%, right? But it does mean that when I'm starting to run out, I do get that 2 extra percent. So it's something. Usually I should probably do 5% less damage from all sources because that's probably better, but I'm very picky and I really like that 90%. It's the only 90% I don't have. Companions, so I have an active companion to boost the team. I got Tutor, I got Drist, I have Scorpion. I am working on getting Portobello, but I don't have that yet, but that's another really good option. Spine Devil's a really good option. There's many others, but those are the more common ones that you see people use. I use Dulled Senses or any other kind of debuff purple. I use Pack Tactics or Mystic Aura or Runic Aura because I have all of them, and they're really good. And the great thing is the Pack Tactic does kind of stack. As you see, like, additional stack provides 50% effect of the previous stack. So yeah, it decreases slowly, but it still adds a little bit more. And then my mount power is always something that's gonna debuff the boss. So for example, just the last thing I used was Eclipse, but I have there's many other options that you can use. Okay, let's talk about mount powers. As you can see, I don't have a lot of 4 insignia mount slots. It's not that important for healer, but I mean, if you have good ones, definitely use that over what I have. Also, for some reason, my Black Scorpion is super loud, so please ignore him. Alright, so I use this power. When you use a daily power, your teammates are buffed. Nice, buffs everyone. I don't use my daily that often, but obviously other clerics may spam it more than me. It's always nice to, buff your teammates. More movement speed, always nice, because if you're really far behind, people will die, and that is bad. This is just for more stats. I tend to be way tankier than the DPS anyway, so I don't see much effect with this. This, because I have the slot for it. If there's a better one to fit in here, by all means, replace this. But, I had the insignias to fit this in, so I thought, why the hell not? So now my Very Loud Scorpion actually does more damage. This is specifically gives me more incoming and outgoing healing. It is when my action points are full, but again, I don't actually use my daily that much. I usually forget to. I usually have the mindset of, okay, I'm gonna use it when I need it, and then I don't use it when I need it, except it's like, if it's a heal check that I know it's going to be hard healing, then I use it then. But for example, in the last boss, in Master Demon Weapons, I would go the whole time of not using my daily at all, except for the axe phase, and that's it, basically. So, yeah, it's nice. Just extra stats. Alright, that's it for my healer build. I hope you enjoyed. After this part of the video, I'm gonna have the maths of all the stats and the foods that I used to get the stats so you can see. But long story short, there are 90 power, 90 crit strike, 90 crit save, and 88 outgoing healing with all the debuff stuff that I run. You try to fit as many as you can while retaining as good stats as you can. If anyone happens to be new to the channel, I would appreciate the follow. If anyone is interested in watching me play things and fool around live on Neverwinter, I do stream on Twitch. And if any of you clerics are also interested in playing Arbiter, which is the DPS version of Cleric, I do have some videos on Arbiter as well, and I am willing to make further videos on Cleric stuff. If people are interested in that, just ask me in the comment section. Yeah, cool. I'll see you guys later. Bye!